Hey, welcome to video number 275 of Walker This Way with Hazel Walker, the queen of all things
BNI and networking.
Way to work it. I am Mark Simmons. Hey, speaking of working it, we know about networking, and you talk a lot about networking. BNI is a lot about networking, and you have a different perspective or a question to ask, because there's a difference between networking and
working your network.
Yeah.
So, and if you look at as a matter of fact, my Pitch 59 video, I did my Pitch 59 video and I kind of tell this story. When I first started in insurance, there were two books available to read about networking. One was Bob Berg's Endless Referrals, and the other was World's Best Known Marketing Secret by Dr. Ivan Misner. And I read those books, and I did everything those books said do, like joined all these networking organizations. I was connecting with people. I belonged to multiple chambers of commerce, multiple women's organizations. I was networking everywhere because I needed to grow the insurance agency. My husband couldn't work, and I needed to grow the agency. So I was networking. I was meeting myself, coming and going, networking. But you know what I wasn't doing?
What?
Making money. I became very popular. I got the nickname Queen of Networking because I was networking everywhere. I knew everybody. Just like my son is called the mayor of Indianapolis because he knows everybody in Indianapolis. I was the Queen of Networking because I just knew everybody networking all the time. But I wasn't making any money. Because guess what was in every single room?
What?
My competitors. And they were all pitching too. And so when you're networking at big events, it's like TVs talking to each other. Everybody's talking, nobody's listening, and certainly no one ever raises their hand and says, I'm going to a Chamber of Commerce, or I'm going to this networking event or that networking event, and whatever's being sold to me, I'm buying tonight. Doesn't happen, right? So I was not making money. And it became really clear to me I needed to do something different. And what I learned was you got to take the time to work the network that you're building. You can't just keep adding people to your network. You actually have to sit down and build relationships with the people who are most likely going to be able to refer business to you and whom you could easily give business to and whom could make you look good to your clients. And then I was introduced to the network, which is now BNI. And that group, there were 6 groups in town, and I was introduced to all 6 of the groups, but you know what they had in their group. All of them. Mm-hmm. It was an insurance agent. They wouldn't let me play. It was just no, sorry. And so I had to build my own chapter. And that's where I really learned a system for working my network. I'm not saying don't go networking. Going and networking helps you find referrals for your fellow members. It helps you find people to bring into the room for your fellow members to meet. Connections, right? Every connection is an opportunity for a referral. And it's a place where you also will find people who want to be in a BNI group, who are like me, not making money, doing all the networking. So it is important to do networking, but it's also important to stop and really go deep into those relationships. Start to develop relationships with all those people that you're meeting all the time. And invite them into the system. And BNI gave me that system for systematically working my network. With the gains profiles and the one-to-ones and all of this stuff over time, it's just gotten better and better.
So, I find interesting with a lot of BNI members, a lot of BNI members' network is actually also sitting on their phone. And, one of the exercises we do is we tell them, open up your contacts. How many you got? The bottom. And you go around a room and you get like almost 100,000 collective contacts. Because I have, realtors will have many, like thousands.
Yep.
Many will have multiple hundreds. And then the question is, when's the last time you talked to or reached out to basically anyone in your phone?
Correct. Exactly. And then add to that all your social media. I've got 7,000 people on my LinkedIn account.
Yeah.
And I've got another 5,000 on my Facebook account. Yeah. Right? So those are all part of my network too.
Yeah.
But I have to take the time to pick people out of that to build those relationships with.
Right.
And it's important, whether you're inside BNI or not in BNI, you're not a member of a BNI chapter, it's still important that you learn how to work that network.
And if you don't think you have a network, because we hear that sometimes too, especially outside of BNI, I don't really have a network. If there's ever more than you in a room, my friend, you have a network.
That's right, because every network doesn't necessarily mean it's a business network.
Right.
Social networks, support networks, knowledge networks. There's all kinds of networks for you to get involved in.
Yeah. Just as you say, learn how to speak to people is working your network.
That's exactly it. Be curious.
Be curious. All right. Networking's a lot of things. Most importantly is working your network. Until next time, Hazel.
See you then.
Bye.